Good afternoon. It's Jasmine at Nicola J Creations. How are you all doing today? So today we're talking about my Colliagraph, which I'm doing a wacky experiment with. And I wanted to talk through my process and a bit of like a reflection to it. So this is the piece I'm talking about. So bring it in. So a Colliagraph is something that you can print with, and it's basically a build-up of like collage and bits that you can find. But for me, this is quite a personal piece. So obviously the FMP that I'm doing is to do with domestic violence and abuse, and I really wanted to delve deep with it. And like the mirror, like it represents like the things that I was seeing and the things that I was going through and reflection of that. And also the fact that I had windows smashed, so the glass like reminded me of like the windows being smashed, and like the fabrics remind me of like the curtains I had in the room, in the lounge where it happened. This reminds me of the carpet. And I really wanted to just see what would happen if I used Indian ink to print with. And instead of putting it onto paper for say, I'm actually going to put it onto strips of fabric, because I'm starting to like see an idea of wanting people to immerse themselves through walking through an installation of my fine art poetry and maybe suspending it from fabric. Please excuse the other half for burping. So I have a mix of Indian inks, and normally you wouldn't use an Indian ink for this, but we're working in a lockdown, so we're working with what we've got. My bag. I love keeping things in separate bags. I'm a bit weird. I think I'm like a hoarder of bags. And please excuse my dark skin and the eyes and the look of just bleh. Yeah. I don't think I want to use brown. I think I kind of want to experiment with using darks and some hints of like the light, because as much as I was going through it, I was also getting myself out of that situation, so there was a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. I'm absolutely in love with this fabulous colour. This is watermelon. So I like toyed around with using thinking about using small pots with watered down Indian ink in, but I'm literally just going to go for it and wing it and hope for the best. And this is just purely an experiment just to see how it works, how the paint will transfer onto the fabric from being a print. This is absolutely gorgeous. This is a lush colour. This is Carmine, and it's the Winsor Newton ink that I'm using, and it's extremely difficult to open. There we go. I'm going to open, but it is absolutely such a punchy colour. You can see how potent the colour is. So yeah, so I haven't got any funky music on to do this with, but again, we're working with what we've got. So I'm thinking I'm going to go for some green. I'm going to go for, I don't really want to put black into it, because I want to really see like some light coming through in the tunnel, because I know that in the next coming weeks I'll be looking more at the positive stuff and like how far I've come in my own journey. So, and the first thing that I'm going to print it onto is going to be this tissue paper. This is quite a thick tissue paper. I know you can get thinner, but I thought I would try it on this first. I don't know why, but I go like American or something when I do my videos, and it isn't super sticky, but I'm literally pouring the acrylic paint on, like so. And then I'm going to put some green on. I wish that you could see this at the same time, but I know you can trust me. I'm putting some green on. I think sometimes like colours as well are so like potent, like you've got to just like experiment and just see what happens. And I love I love working with Indian inks. I love the colours. I love how punchy they are, and yeah. plus the fact that I've promised myself that after lockdown, which will be coming to an end very soon for the other man, that I am going to purchase myself some more, and I'm just going to sponge it out a little bit just to get some more colours on there. And then I'm going to go for it now. I'm going to go for it. I'm going for it. I'm going in, putting it on. Now I think it's not going to be effective on the tissue, but what I think it's going to be effective on is going to be like the fabric, which ideally is what I'm thinking of using for hanging my poetry to, my fine art poetry. So I'm just going to lift this off. Do you know what is actually quite fabulous? I can imagine this as like a wrapping paper, like abstract wrapping paper. I really quite like it. So I'm just going to let it dry for a second. And then I'm going to try it on my fabric. And I'm going to try it on the clear one first. So I've got 2 different white fabrics. I've really got limited supply of stuff to try it on. But I'm going to wing it. And get it on. And I'm just going to see what happens. I'm just going to see. And the great thing of ink is just how luscious it is. And what I like about it is, like, almost to me it feels like I'm taking the linear perspective away. Sorry, phone just knocked over. It feels like I'm taking the linear perspective away a little bit, like the control away. So what the paint does is it speaks for me, and what does it want to say? I don't know, but we'll find out. And I'm loving the background. I'm loving how it's going through on the other side. So again, it's a very messy thing to do, but we like mess. Well, Jasmine likes mess. Anthony not so much. Right, I'm going to lift it. I'm lifting it, lifting it, lifting it. I like that, but I don't think it's quite effective for what I want to do, really. But I love the punchiness. I like the fact that I can see other things in it, and you can see other shapes. And my last one that I'm cutting in with is going to be this one. Now what I think I might do, yeah, is I might just cut this one in half again, so just bear with me again. And I'm going to create like some thumbnails this afternoon, so I'm starting to see this more and more. Like, I really want to submerge people into walking through it, and then seeing something amazingly bright maybe at the other end, because I feel like I've had like this amazing opportunity of like turning my life around almost, and well, not almost, I have worked really, really hard, and what a great way to show through using colour and using abstractness, and some of the things that I love to look at is like the art movements, like favourism, expressionism is a really good one as well. I just love it. I love it. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of acrylic paint to this now, and I'm going to dip in with some pink. Yeah, I'm going to dip it in. Again, I find that this is quite a good thing to do if you're trying to use up stuff to put in like the bin, and you want to, like, you know, you don't want to waste stuff. This is a great way to do it. So I just snip the bottom and go for it. Sometimes you really just have to wing it in art and just see what happens. I'm thinking maybe some blue. Yeah, let's go for some blue, some dark blue. Maybe some green. I'm really connected to the ocean, so I think that's why I'm seeing a lot of blues. I'm seeing a lot of greens at the moment. I'm really like immersing myself in working with the ocean and working with sea, and that's quite interesting for me, because a lot of the abuse that I actually suffered was like in the bath, like trying to be strangled and suffocated and my head put underwater. So I'm literally putting that on, And I'm going to use this to roll it with, just to try and get some more of the print through, and just really see what happens. At the end of the day, art is, for me, at its foremost, when I can experiment, and this is the time during my journey where I need to be seeing what's going to happen. I need to play with it. And, you know, a lot of the learning that I do comes through the art of actually playing. And like, I'm like the same with my children. I think that children learn best through play, and it's a shame that as adults we lose a lot of that. It's a shame. It's a real shame. Do you know what, even on the other side, even on this side, like the colours are coming through, and like I have started to think that I possibly would need to print both sides of the fabric to hang it down. I don't want it to just be, I don't want it to just be one side. I think I really want to like immerse that. I do like the idea of that. I do. I think that I've maybe like printed that, so let me just show you the back and show you how messy I'm getting. There we go, so I'm going to lift this up and see what happens. Oh, this is quite unusual. I think that the green spots have definitely like made it go a bit like, I don't know, a bit like child play. But then there's something quite beautiful in child play and the way that they experiment with colours. And I don't know if anyone's ever seen, like, you put paint into a cellophane bag, clear bag, and mix it up that way. And the colours just, they mix, and it can be quite emotive, really, quite thought-provoking, that kind of art. I'm just trying to imagine it hanging. Like these hanging with poetry attached. I think this would be like going into like the right side. Sorry, phone gone again. I don't know. That's the back. Got like the hearts coming through. There's something quite, I don't know, nice about using the heart fabric, and I love this patch here. This is quite, like, the colours have just moulded together, like the blues mixed into the pink, and obviously that makes purple. I love that. I love merging. Love it. So now I'm gonna try on my last piece, just to see what happens if I add maybe some silver. See what happens with this. And then what I think I might do is add maybe some lighter blue. Yeah, we'll go for some lighter blue. And what I'm hoping to try and do is the bits where it's got like beading, I'm going to try and just use a paintbrush just to smooth the paint out just a little bit. Just to see if that improves the appearance on the aesthetics for myself. Okay. Just mix it out a little bit. I really want to try and pick up some of the textures in the tin foil, which is literally just an Easter egg. Try and pick some of this up as well. And the shape of the sharp. Oh, that's really nice. It's a shame that I can't like pop the camera into a different position for you guys to like see this work in progress. I kind of feel like you're missing out a little bit. But hey, we're winging it. Maybe that'd be something that I'd treat myself to. Like, some better equipment for on the degree. Which I'm doing at UCL come September. Let's mix this out. Yeah. go. Get some paint on that bit there. Mix that bit there. Right. Let's see. Let's see if that has picked up. Let's see. Let's go for it. Heart's the right way and see if that picks. So, going down again. As you can see, I am getting messier and messier. Now, normally, traditionally, what you would do with something like this is you would have something that you can roll it through, like this, and it would flatten it down and make it a lot harder so the print would come through. So that is why I am going to use glue stick and try and roll it, just to see if I can pick up some more of the beautiful textures and shapes that are in this. Or if the paint is literally just going to go everywhere. And that's okay, because we are experimenting. We are seeing what's going to happen. And that's part of the... I like the fact that on the back you can see it coming through. Sometimes the back might be like more effective. But I do love like the paint mushing. I love that word, mushing. So, let's just see. Let's see what's happened. Oh, this is unusual. Okay. I don't know why I like it, but I like it. You know, one of the nice things to do with Colliagraphs as well is you can cut it up, you can trim it, you can make it into something else. So art for me is never wasted, and I absolutely love sustainability, and I love recycling, and I just love to experiment with colour. Like this is actually quite beautiful in itself. I think I might have to put my hand onto tracing paper just to capture that. That's really nice. I like it. Yeah, let's go for it. I love this sound as well. I've used this on one of my pages in my art book because it reminds me so much of the sea, the sound of the ocean. I just love this. I don't know if you can see that very well, but you know, when a palm a hand tells a story of its own. Some people have super kind hands and some people really don't, unfortunately. But that is the thing. And I'm actually just going to take one more tracing paper and I'm going to put it into my book. Put it into my I'm going to put it into the Colliagraph and just see if I can pick up any more of the paint. But I am going to keep this because I actually love the effect that the paint and the Indian ink has had on this. I think it's pretty beautiful. And yeah. Oh, the tin foil's coming through a lot better now. A lot better. That's quite interesting. It's quite an art. Like, oh, this is really cool. Like, seriously, check this out. See how this is happening? This is just beautiful. This is from the lace. Just smudging it. I love this. I love how it picks up the texture. And if you look really carefully, you can almost see like the hearts that were actually in the white fabric coming through, which is, I didn't expect that. That's amazing. It's like a stamp. It's like a personalised stamp. That's really cool. I didn't know it was going to do that. Don't you just love it when something happens and you really weren't expecting it? Oh, that is beautiful. Look at that. Wow. Oh, I love that. So, okay, we know that the lace works out. So we know that, like, when the paint's watered down, it's obviously a lot more effective. But then the problem that we've got is that I'm imagining quite a lot of these strands. So am I going to have enough of the lace for it to last? Or am I going to run out and then I'm going to be regretting that decision? And, you know, how can I problem solve that? I mean, I could photocopy. Can you photocopy onto fabric? I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm literally going to stick that the other way into my book and just make an impression with it. I'm probably going to close my book actually as well, see if that makes a difference. Press it down. I'm going to get creative with it to get it to work. Oh my god. Oh wow. Oh guys, this is amazing. Check it out. So this is in my art book. I love this section here. I absolutely adore that section. I quite like this bit here. And I just love it when you absolutely take your when that control is taken away from you. I love that. I love the experimentation of it and delving deep. Like, there'll be times in my head regarding like PTSD and stuff that I feel like I'm going crazy and I feel like I'm going nuts. And yeah, this is just a great demonstration of that. I'm really glad that I've tried that. I'm actually really tempted to pour my paint onto the Colliagraph itself and just really go for it and turn it around a few times onto that one page and just see what happens. I think that's what I'm going to do. In fact, that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to go for it. Let's go for it. Let's do it. Let's do it. So let's go for... Oh, I think the blue works really well. I love the different shades of blue. I think that's so effective. And really does remind me of like the oceans crashing, waves, and oh yeah. I love how like the sequins come through. I think that's beautiful. And I think in itself, like somebody else could look at this and be like, oh, that's so trashy. But for me, because it's so experimentative, I fall in love with it. I can't help it. I really can't help it. And I'm going to try and put like the two pleats together on that section where the flower was for the embroidery. Yeah, let's go for it. Let's just wing it. Let's see what happens down here. If we put some down there. I haven't really captured the paint down there very well. Oh, I think those colours are absolutely so punchy and vibrant. I love it. Absolutely love it. And I think definitely more pink. And maybe like my orange, like add some orange into this bit. Definitely when things go back to normal, I need to get some more paint. Oh my god, my hands are like filthy. But it's all good, it's all good. And obviously use our paintbrush to like... Using our paintbrush again. Oh yeah. Yeah, really cover it. You want to give it a really good coverage. Well, that's what I want to do anyway. But I'm going to try and just pick up a little bit more of the beading, the sequins that are in the fabric. That's what I'm going to try and do. And try and capture the shapes of the glass. So, yeah, I just think experimentation is so important. And as much as I haven't got a definite idea of exactly where my FNP is going to go, I know that fine art poetry is going to be a massive part of it. like a massive chunk. Oh, I love experimentation. I love to play. I love the colour. I'm definitely one of these people that needs colour to survive in life. And I didn't discover that until the last term. And I think that's, you know, moving forward, maybe that's something that I need to bear in mind, is that I am a colourful person. And it's actually helping my depression. Colour really helps. I didn't think it did, but hey, apparently it does. So it has a great effect on me. Oh, the colours and that are just like, oh, it's like a shipwreck, but still in the sea, still in the ocean. I'm in love. I'm in love. So yeah, I'm gonna turn around. So we're going this way now. Oh yeah, get down. And it's literally just me trying to get the paint to just really go onto the page. This is so exciting. I love it. It's like Christmas Day, not knowing what you're getting, and you're opening up your presents, and it's like the best present ever because it's like an awesome surprise. And yes, people can probably tell today that I am a little bit wired. I love that. I love that. But I'm going to do it again here and just see what happens. Again, if we were at college, you'll be able to roll this through the roller machine, which would be a lot more effective. But for now, this is all I can do. And it's problem solved, is just rolling my hands up and down. I mean, if you had a rolling pin, perhaps even a bottle of wine would help to roll it better. A bottle of wine. Maybe I should try that later. Maybe that should be like another part of my experiment. Oh, hello, baby. Oh, yes. That is a very happy Jasmine. I'm going to show you. I'm really happy. Right? This is worth mess. This is worth it. When you get this kind of imprint, and it's managing to pick up the fabric textures I just absolutely love. And you can see the sharp here, but you can see the colour, because you know what, if he hadn't have done that, if he hadn't been found in my wardrobe with a knife, what would have happened? You know, the police found him, and I mean, there was no molestation order in place, and he crossed the line. So, you know, he was reprimanded, but he was supposed to get 18 years, but, you know, he didn't get that. And I am finding my own way to try and deal with that. But this has worked even better than what I thought it would. It's so effective here. I really think maybe like a mix of Colliagraphs and jelly plates may be the way forward for this FMP. So thank you very much, guys, for watching today. I can't wait to show you what I'm going to be doing hopefully tomorrow. And yeah, bye bye.